If you don't have an online presence, what are you hiding? We're like this existing competitor. If you could describe what you do within one sentence, you're above 30,000 applications. They are looking for the best of the best. They're looking for people that are in it. They're looking for people that are friends. They're looking for people who are technical. The only thing they really have to go off of is the application you submitted, your LinkedIn profile, and then they may Google search you to see like what other background there is. They are going to look at the school you went to. They're going to look at like where you worked. The fact that you worked at a Y Combinator company, if you work at a Y Combinator company or have worked at a Y Combinator company, that's a huge checkbox for yes. This company is like, they kind of have been working on startup stuff, like if it's a WeFunder or something like that, and they know they've worked at a startup, they get startups. That's huge street cred like for you. So I would actually highlight that type of thing, and then also put your company front and center. Get a logo and just like highlight it in LinkedIn, because if you don't, that's a problem. Why is it a problem? Because they only have so much time with you. If you had 50,000 applications and you had to sort through them all, and you're building out a process to find the best people, there are indicators of questionability. One negative for you is if you don't list your current startup that you want to work on, or you're working on full time for 6 months or whatever it is, however many months you're working on it. But then they if that's not there, that's a negative. But if they see you worked at a Y Combinator company, that's a positive. So you're kind of like neutral. You kind of have to get your name out there, and it does take time. So carving out like some time, maybe take an hour a week, it helps them feel validated. But if you also worked at a Y Combinator company before this company, it makes them feel good about it, because they're like, okay, they get it. They've been there. They've done it. Like a WeFunder or another, if you worked at another Y Combinator startup, that's super important. Let's pull up your co-founders profile, because they're looking at you as a group of people together. Are they cohesive? Are they thinking the same way? Does your co-founder have your startup listed on your LinkedIn? If you worked on this thing, as long as you have, put in the effort to like put it out there. Because like when you think about your startup all day long, it does create a presence of trust. And everybody looks at LinkedIn. Everybody looks at Facebook. Everybody looks at Instagram. Everybody's looking at X. They're looking at whatever they could find on you to figure out, is this someone I can trust? Do I want to invest in them? So like you want an online presence, and it's just like table stakes for it. Create as many profiles as you can. Like make sure your company is listed in LinkedIn and X, so they feel like, okay, they've been working on this. They're out there. Another really good indicator, it sounds so silly, if you live in San Francisco, list it that you're in San Francisco, because then you're plugged into the network, and YC knows you're going to be there when they have the batches. They have these 3-month boot camps essentially, where you're going into YC proper. They have a big building now in the Y Combinator offices in San Francisco. For you want them to know, I'm here, I'm committed, I'm doing startups, I've been a co-founder before, I'm listing this now as my new startup, I'm out here. It creates a really good, like, feel good, I might be able to trust this team. If you don't have an online presence, what are you hiding? And the truth is, there's a lot of savvy developers who are hiding that they have a full-time job. There's a lot of like people out there that just here, I want $500,000. There's people out there that like that just are not a good fit for Y Combinator, and they're trying to figure out if you fit the profile of like what they're looking for. Always get table stakes like down. It's like LinkedIn profile has to be updated. Make sure you're talking about your startup. Make sure you're on all the social media, like just making people know that you're in it, you're doing it, you're like, this is your true commitment. So list that you're full-time. List if you're in San Francisco. A lot of founders don't even have a website. So like They want to know you're trying. They want to know like you're putting effort in. You're doing it full time. You should have a website. Like, at least in my eyes, I'm like, that's a plus. So websites there, that's a huge plus. I think when you can articulate what you're doing in one sentence, I immediately understand it. They're going to immediately understand it. So like, ask 10 of your friends, do you understand what we do? And then just tweak it if it doesn't sound correct. This is where you have a plus. If you could describe what you do within one sentence, you're above 30,000 applications. Anchoring is important, so you can anchor. And anchoring means like, what are you like? When you say we're like this other company, it helps a lot. Like, you have to put a stake in the ground. Like, Reddit is like Dig. Netflix is like Blockbuster. Amazon is like Sears. You're anchoring. It doesn't have to be exact. It's like Tesla is like Ford. It's like you're anchoring to something that people are like, okay, you're building a better version of something. We're like this existing competitor. They have about this much market share. We think the market is this much bigger, and they're not focusing on certain things like AI like they should be. We could come in and revolutionize that. That actually is a really good way to pitch it. It reframes things. Like, a lot of people would say like, where Perplexity for ... where Google for ... or where the Sony camera of ... or, we are like MailChimp, but ... we can do this. So suddenly you're anchoring to like an older product, and you can point to really old products like I don't know, maybe there's some really old tools out there, and just say like they have huge amounts of market share, but they're old legacy vendors. We could go after them. Some of the vendors are newer, some of them are older, but you can go after all of them if you build something really modern with AI and really good new tech that's going to just like make people want to use it. When I got into Y Combinator for the first company, we anchored it to the iPad. We said we're building the first medical record on the iPad. iPad is successful. This sounds like a good idea. We would like to invest. Immediately like created that anchor there. They understood really fast, like, oh, medical records, we know what that is. We know what the iPad is. It created this really nice instant feeling where they're like, we understand what they're doing. For my second company, we said we're like Amplitude, which is a Y Combinator company, but we're doing Amplitude for finance in a lot of different ways. And for them, it was a little bit more dilutive. I think it's a little more confusing, and not everybody knows Amplitude. But the idea was there a little bit where they're like, tell us more why you like Amplitude, because Amplitude is a successful Y Combinator company. So you could say we're like this company and this company, but we're going to be way better because they're doing zero AI. And we're going to pull in agents and we're going to work in it, and it'll be a way better experience, and it'll be way more modern. Another thing you should do is every website should show the product front and center. I mean, this is just my opinion, because like when you show something that's not the product on the website, they don't really know what you're doing. So when you can show something, even if it's conceptual, like if you're doing lower level stuff or if you're building chips, like if you want to get into Y Combinator, look at what Y Combinator is accepting, right? And make sure your website is similar in some ways. Is this the right website for you? I don't know. But look at like 10, 15, 20 of them, and you'll get a sense like, we're like this, right? And you just get a sense like, okay, this one's not showing product, but they're showing autism. So you can find providers for autism here. This one is showing me, I mean, the one thing is nice. I get the most advanced AI agents for unmatched customer service. Okay. They're not showing product. So maybe that's, you got to take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, but it's like, what is getting companies into Y Combinator? Secret management on autopilot, recall AI, universal API for meeting bots. This one I like a lot. I just like this one a lot because I see apps, API, bot. I get it very quickly. The others were good, but they're not like that one. The more you look at automate slide decks and docs with AI. Okay, I get it. This one's really straight to the point, right? Speedy Brand, another great company out of YC. AI powered SEO. I immediately see the product. I really like this a lot because you immediately can go, oh, this is the product. I see what I'm going to be leveraging. I get it. 30-minute phone call. Immediately understand that. I immediately understand, like, I get an ADHD coach. I don't think it's an AI tool. I immediately understand, like, there's a to-do. It's very, 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 like, it shows me exactly. This is what I really like this one a lot. Some are better than others. So you just take ideas and you kind of just go, what are we? Cloud native payment infrastructure for fintechs and banks. I like this one because they have this page. So it's a software vendor and it has to do with payments. Like it seems like they know a little bit about like what they're doing. So that's another really good one. General Earth Intelligence. I don't know what it means. Foundation models that decode the future of Earth's physical systems. Like, I think this is more important than this, but like, how do I know? Are they an LLM? Are they generative AI? Are they, you get a sense like, okay, like, what is it? I like this a lot. Like, enroll providers with payers fast, request a demo. And then it shows you this right here. I get it immediately the moment I'm on the site, no question. Like, but when a Y Combinator partner is like looking at your application, they're going to click on the website and they're going to make a decision quickly. I don't understand it or I do. And if they don't, they're going to look at your video. And if your video doesn't explain it, they're going to look at the text. And if they still don't get it, why invest in someone who can't explain what they're like working on? Right? So like you only get like a minute, your eyes go up here, AI powered data enhancement for auto parts that help you sell. I don't really understand what they do fully, but it's enough to get me engaged to go, okay, there's something here with cars. And then you can kind of just dig in. Muffler. Okay, muffin. I don't know what that is. It's not a bad page. It's not bad. This is one thing, like if you pick out a domain that's hard to search for, it puts you in a bad position. Because they might do this, right? They may have the URL, but they might Google it also. Remove your home address, phone, and other private information from Google. That's confusing, but I get it. After I read, like, either it has to be really strong or this has to be really strong. I need to like understand a part of it really fast. But this is literally how they're looking at your site. They're looking at other parts. Like this is really important. AI communication assistant for excellent customer service and sales. Like this is kind of confusing, but this is kind of important. And this makes me wonder, like, what is it? An AI communication assistant. Okay. It made me want to come down. Like this is the first one that made me want to scroll down to see the rest, but it was like hinting towards something here. And I'm like, okay. Same point here. It's like, this is probably not the company. If you're going to apply to YC, have a domain that's easily searchable. Like that one there's a lot of different like searches that are not related. Everything you need to build and deploy computer vision applications. This one is kind of cool. I get it. This visual is way better than the text. You're like, oh, I could buy software to track stuff with vision software. So like Candy. This is invaluable. I actually think this right here is so valuable. And because this is right here, it makes me want to go down and be like, what is this? These visuals are amazing. Like this is so good. It makes you want to know more. Again, you're applying. So, but if YC sees something like this, they immediately understand, oh, and they can see way more. But, a screenshot is fine. This is like going above and beyond. And I think most companies can't do this. Like you don't have the funds to like make really cool videos, but like it helps. It helps a lot. Maximize ancillary revenue instantly. Do you know what this company does? Because I don't. This company got into YC. I would think it's like a revenue collector tool, but it's not at all. It's simplify travel processes with software tools. Who would have known? That's why you look at a lot. You kind of stick towards like one that you really like Build AI faster with better labels from expert annotators. I get it. Is the annotator a person? I'm assuming it's a person, so they don't even have a person here like labeling it. But I get it. Actually, pretty fast. This is nice. It's not bad. So you want to do something like this, and it's like it doesn't have to look pretty, like a screenshot. Like, okay, it's software. And if you're doing lower level stuff, then try to figure out like how you can be higher level, like what we saw here, right? Like if you're doing lower level stuff, they're showing it in some way. And it could just be a screenshot. It doesn't have to have like animation like this. Learn from who got in. That's my tip. And then I would look at the most recent batches and reach out to 2 or 3 of them and just ask them for advice. How did they get in? They're fresh. They know what they're doing. They're smart people. They got into YC. You could absorb a lot. So like, even if you don't get in this round, talking to 5 other founders who got in this round, you'll learn like what they're doing. And then you'll get a sense like I can be building like this, iterating like this, applying like this. To get my second company into Y Combinator, I spoke to about 30 founders from Y Combinator. The first one, I didn't know anyone in Y Combinator. We just applied based off of the original concept. The first time I applied, we had no investors. I was living in New York. I did not think that they were going to invest. We just showed them the tech. The product speaks wonders. Like if you have an amazing product, which it was first medical record on the iPad. Like it was a game changer. Naval Ravikant said, it's like, if you have a product that everybody's using, like people want to support you. So that is probably one of the most important things is if you build something people want, Y Combinator will see it and like they'll want to help. My one recommendation is talk to like 5 to 10 more founders if you can and get their feedback. Even just 2 or 3, would be good.